I'm going to show you how I'm able to 3x my profits on KDP during Q4 every single time. Now, this isn't just because more traffic comes to Amazon during Q4 because it's Christmas time. Because just by having more traffic doesn't mean that traffic is coming to your book. So if you want to 3x your profit during December, during Christmas time, during Q4, it's not about having more traffic. It's about positioning your book correctly. And I'm actually going to show you how to position your book correctly in this video. Okay, so let's get all the boring things out of the way. If you watch any KDP video on YouTube talking about Q4, what you're going to find is they're all talking about traffic. Oh, there's more traffic. Oh, increase your Amazon ads bids because there's more traffic, which fair enough. I don't know why I'm making fun of them, but half of it is true. I just like using that voice, that's it. But anyway, more traffic comes to Amazon. That's the boring part. Everyone knows more traffic comes to Amazon because obviously it's Christmas. But here's the important part. It's not about the traffic that comes to Amazon. It's about the type of traffic that comes to Amazon. What do I mean by this? Well, let me explain. Let's say me or you go on Amazon and it's not Q4. Let's say it's April. Let's just ignore Easter as well. Let's say it's April. This is me or you. If you go on Amazon, what's the reason you're going on Amazon? It's most likely either you're going to buy something for yourself, we'll say a book in this example because we're obviously talking about KDP, or you're going there to buy something for someone else, probably one person, probably a gift. So let's say a gift for your mom. You want a cookbook for your mom. Great. So your book is either appropriate for the person that's looking for exactly your book, or your book is appropriate for the person's mom. You have no other option. This is called a focused customer or a focused shopper. This is what I like to call it. Now, your focused shopper is completely different in Q4 because guess what? What happens during Q4? This customer isn't looking to buy something for themselves or for their mom. It's Q4, it's Christmas time. So this extra customer that comes on Amazon, this extra shopper that comes on Amazon is looking for a present for their mom and also a present for their dad. And maybe they have a brother and maybe they have a sister. They're also looking for a present for their co-worker because it's Christmas time. They have to buy their co-worker something. Maybe they buy their boss something. Maybe they have a daughter. They have to buy a present for their daughter or their son. Maybe they have to buy a present for their nephew. It's Christmas time. You're buying presents for everyone. Maybe it's something for your gran. Get her a present before she dies. Maybe she doesn't have too long left to live. You want to get her something nice. Maybe you want to get something for your husband or your wife. Maybe you want to get something for your neighbor. So you can see it's not just about the traffic increase on Amazon. It's the quality of traffic. Because while this normal customer, the average customer during the year, is only buying something for either themselves or for one other person, maybe two other people. Because you're coming on Amazon, you're buying something for yourself. Everyone shops for themselves on Amazon. If you're gonna buy something for someone else, it's most likely either their birthday or it's an anniversary gift or it's something like that. But during Christmas time, during Q4, you're buying for 10 or 20 other people. So this one customer is 10 times more valuable because if you're selling a how to draw kids book, this customer might be 30 years old. So they're not going to buy a how to draw kids book. And also they're not going to buy their mom a how to draw kids book. But this same customer during Q4 is most likely looking for a how to draw kids book because they probably either have a son, a daughter, a nephew, maybe a little sister or a little brother. At least one of them might want to learn how to draw, or that book might be appropriate to them. Or if you're selling a gardening book, then they have their grandma that might be appropriate to them. If you're selling a cookbook, then they have a mother or a dad or a sister or a co-worker or a neighbor or someone who that book might be appropriate to them. So this customer is worth 10 times more than your normal customer. So when you hear traffic increase, it's not really just traffic increase. It's traffic increase, but also that one person represents 10 or 20 other people. So while this person wouldn't normally buy your book, now there's a higher chance they're going to buy your book for someone else. Just because there's a traffic increase or this person is looking for your book doesn't mean that you're going to make more sales. Because if your book is poop, let me try and draw some poop here. I don't think this is how poop looks like. But anyway, if your book is absolutely terrible and then 5 people want to buy your book and they go on it and they realize, oh, this book is terrible, they're not going to buy it. No one's going to buy a bad book. So when it's during Q4 and there's a traffic increase and even more people go on your terrible book, well, it's simple what's going to happen. Even more people are not going to buy. As simple as that. So you're not going to make any more money just because there's a traffic increase on Amazon. You must position your book correctly in order to make money. Now let's just stop rambling and actually get into the value. I'm going to show you exactly how you can position your book correctly so you can take advantage of this person right here. Take advantage in a good way, not in a negative way. Let's just say this is me. I'm on Amazon. I'm looking for a gift for my mom. Well, the first thing I'm going to say is, okay, well, what does she actually like? Let's say she likes cats, she likes cooking, and she likes fashion. Great. What am I going to do now? Now I'm going to go on Amazon and spend a couple of minutes looking at what cat products they have, cat gift ideas and blah, blah, blah. Then I want to look at cooking gift ideas and then fashion gift ideas. And then I'm going to figure out that there's not really anything good with fashion. So let's stick with either cats or cooking. I'm going to browse around Amazon, click on a bunch of listings, see what looks good, what doesn't look good. Then what I might realize is that, okay, there's a cat's book where it shows all the types of cats, like a cat's encyclopedia. This might be cool to buy for her. And then I'll also realize that, oh, there's a bunch of cooking books that I can buy for her. Well, she will appreciate the cooking more than the cats. So let's stick with cooking. Now, bear in mind, I'm still browsing around on Amazon. This is how most people shop during Christmas. They're going to browse around everything because they want to get the best gift possible. Why do they want to get the best gift possible? Because that represents them. If I give you a terrible gift and you don't like the gift, my ego gets hurt. Everyone feels the same. So because subconsciously, if you give a good gift and they like it, they associate that good gift with you and you feel good about yourself and so on. We don't have to get into a psychology thing here, but anyway, let's say I'm going to get a cookbook for my mom. Well, great. There's a bunch of different cookbooks that I can get. I can get her an Indian cookbook. I can get her a Gordon Ramsay cookbook, a Gino D'Acampo cookbook. I'm going to scroll through all of these categories, all the cookbooks that I could possibly get her because I'm looking for the best one. This is a Christmas present for my mom. I'm obviously going to get her the best one. Now, let's just say, hypothetically, my mom doesn't have an Indian cookbook and I decided I'm going to get her an Indian cookbook. Now, what am I going to do? Well, I'm going to search for Indian cookbook and guess what I'm going to be shown? I'm going to be shown this page with all of these cookbooks. I'm going to search up here, Indian cookbook, and I'm going to find a bunch of these. Now stick with me because it's so important. This is what I'm going to find. How am I going to figure out which one of these books I'm going to buy for my mom? Well, here's what the average shopper does. They're going to scroll through the page and they're going to pick the ones that look the best. As simple as that. Does this look good? Yep, I'll click on this. I'll open this on a new tab. Open this, open this. I'll open this one and this one. Great. Now I open 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now I opened 6 books. Why did I open these 6 books? Because they're the ones that look the best. Now guess what? What happens if you're selling an Indian cookbook and then this one here is your book, the one that I didn't click? Well, guess what? You're not going to make a sale from me. Why? Because I didn't click on it in the first place. You can't get a sale from me if I'm not going to click on it. So what's the first thing you need to do during Q4? Well, the first thing you need to do before Q4 even arrives is you need to test out your CTR and increase it as much as possible. Because if more traffic comes onto your book and your CTR is low, or one of your book covers is one of these that doesn't really get clicked, that means when more traffic comes on, it just means even more people won't be clicking on your book cover. Even more people won't be selecting your book. Even more people will be selecting your competitors' books. So your responsibility during Q4, if you actually want to make a bunch of money during Q4, is to make sure you're one of the top 5 or top 3 book covers that are getting selected. And how do you do that? It's very, very simple. You go on PickFu, you pay to run a poll, and on that poll, you're going to put your top 3 competitors and your book cover. And you're going to tell people, which one do you like? And if they're not selecting your one and they're selecting the competitor's one, guess what? That's what customers will be doing anyway during Q4. That's what scrollers are going to be doing. That's what shoppers are going to be doing. They're going to be selecting your competitors instead of your one. So if the data comes back and says that your book cover is bad, it's simple what you have to do. I don't have to tell you what you have to do. You have to change your book cover. You have to make it better. Because right here, 20% of the book covers on page 1 are going to get all the clicks. They're going to get at least 80% of the clicks. You need to be in this 20%, but you're not going to go in blind. You want to gather the data to make sure, yes, I am actually one of the top 20%. I'm going to be getting most of the clicks. Because if you're getting most of the clicks, you're also getting most of the sales. That's if your conversion rate's good, but we're going to talk about that in a bit. So anyway, we ran a poll. We figured out that our book cover is not as good as we think it is. Our ego gets destroyed. So what now? Well, now I save a little bit of money. I pay a super high quality designer on 99 Designs to make me a cover. I run a contest. I select the cover that I want, make some small adjustments, and now I have an even better cover. Now that I have an even better cover, what do? I rerun a PickFu test with my top 2 or 3 or 4 competitors, however you want to do it. And then I see, okay, now does my book cover look good? Do people like my book cover? And then if the data comes back and says, yes, people are picking your book cover as well, great. Now you know that during Q4, you'll be getting a lot more of the click-through share. What do I mean by this? Well, this means if this is how many people are searching for Indian cookbook during Q4, and then these are the other books, if your book has a super low click-through rate because your book cover is not good, then this is going to be you. This is how much of the entire market you're getting, while all your competitors are getting way more because their book covers are better. This is the amount of traffic actually going onto your book. But as soon as you pay for a high-quality designer and you make a better cover, guess what happens? This one goes bigger. And then when this gets bigger, you just gain more market share. You gain more clicks. And if you gain more clicks, you have more people to sell to. And also, if more people are coming onto Amazon and you're getting more clicks anyway, you obviously have more people to sell to. And more people will buy from you. And your sales will go up. And so will your profit. You do other things correctly as well. But we're going to talk about that in a bit. Okay, great. So we fixed our click-through rate. We made sure, based on data, based on gathering data, not by winging everything and just thinking that we have the best book cover in the niche. Based on gathering data, we are now in the top 20% of good-looking book covers in our niche. So when someone comes and searches for Indian cookbook, they're going to click on our one, most likely, because our book cover is really good. But guess what? If they click on it, doesn't mean they're going to buy it, which is why you need to also focus on your conversion rate. This means how many people actually buy after clicking on your book. Now, if you have a super high-quality book cover, you did 80% of the work. The conversion rate is actually the easy part. I'm going to show you the easiest way to increase it as fast as possible right now. Conversion rate is based on two things. The first one is value. What's the easiest way to convey value? It's with your A+ content. Now, if your A+ content is well designed, what do I mean by well designed? It means that it matches with your book cover. If you updated your book cover and you changed the colors and you changed the fonts and you changed all the other things, you want to implement the same elements of your book cover into your A+ content. Why? Because that creates consistency. If your book cover is consistent with your A+ content, then that creates a professional experience. People trust you. But it's not just about having well-designed A+ content. You also need good copywriting. Now, I already made a video about copywriting. Click on the I thing that just popped up. That's going to take you to another video where I show you some basic copywriting skills you need to have to increase the conversion rate of your A+ content. Now, if you get these two correctly, then great. You're conveying value. You're showing that your book is more valuable than the other ones because they're not just clicking on your book. They're clicking on your book and 4 other competitors. And what customers are doing or what shoppers are doing is they're clicking on your book and they're saying, okay, does this book look good? It looks all right. It's a 7 out of 10. Then they're going to click on this one. Oh, this one looks a little bit better. This is probably an 8 out of 10. This is all subconsciously in your head. They're going to be comparing these 5 books and they're going to say, this one doesn't look good. This one doesn't look good. Out of these 3, which Indian cookbook am I going to buy for my mom? This one might not be that great. So out of these 2, which one am I going to buy? This one seems more valuable. It has this extra USP that this one doesn't have. So I'm going to buy this one. Hopefully this one is your one. If you conveyed value correctly through your A+ content and you did everything else I talked about, you're going to get the sale. Now, if you're part of the Profitable Publisher 2.0 system, where I literally show you how I launch books that reach $1,000 a month in net profit in under 45 days, then obviously you know exactly what to do and you're going to be successful during Q4 if you apply the things correctly. Now, most of the books launched with Profitable Publisher 2.0 actually reach profit within the first 30 days. Now, Q4 is not that far away. I think we have 10 more days left as of the time of me recording this video. So if you're not in Profitable Publisher 2.0 yet, you're definitely missing out. But anyway, your conversion rate is not just about the value. You also need to convey trust. And how do you do that? Reviews. Super, super simple. Just get more reviews. They're obviously going to help. But what's going to help even more isn't just getting reviews. It's getting reviews with images and getting reviews with videos. Why is this so important? Because images and videos do 2 things. The first thing they do is they make your product seem real. If I go on Amazon and I look at a book and there's no images or videos in the reviews, then I only see the mock-ups in the A+ content and the digital book cover on the book listing page. When I scroll down to reviews, I can only read a bunch of text. Now, how do I know if I should trust these reviews? How do I know if they're fake? How do I know if they're real? But if I go down and I see a big review and they have an image in the review of the book, of them holding the book or reading the book or anything, then I trust this review even more because they showed me, oh, they actually bought the book. Same applies for videos. If they give their opinions in a video and they leave it in a review, people trust the book even more because the review is more trustworthy. They actually bought the book. It doesn't just say verified of their review. They visually show you they bought the book. Now, the reason this is so important is because people want to buy the best product, especially during Christmas time, because mostly it's gifts. So if you're selling an Indian cookbook, people want to make sure your Indian cookbook is better than everyone else's, because that way they're going to be able to give the best gift possible to the person they're buying it for. So in my case, I want to give the best Indian cookbook possible to my mom. I don't want to give her the really bad one. I want to give her the best one, because she'll have the best experience and she'll think I'm a better son. Hopefully, I don't know. I'm guessing. But anyway, let's move on to the next point. So now we know we have an amazing book cover, so we're ready for that brand new Q4 traffic. That brand new Q4 traffic is going to rush straight to our book because we tested our book cover and we know that we're going to get a bunch of clicks. We also added a bunch of reviews with videos and images, so we know that people trust our book and will buy it because our book cover looks good, which basically says this book is good. Our A+ content is positioned in a way that conveys value, which says this book is valuable. And then we have images and videos in our reviews, which says this book is trustworthy. So a customer has zero reason not to buy our book. Now, what do we want to do? Well, we want to make as much profit as possible. And how do we do that? That's by testing the price. Now, price is actually super simple. Here's what I like to do. I'm going to take my top competitors. Let's say this guy's selling for $14.99, this guy's at $15.99, $15.99, and $18.99. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take the middle price, and I'm going to price my book somewhere in the middle. This is assuming that I have reviews, and I have good A+ content, and I have a good cover, and I have everything. Like I said at the beginning, if you have a terrible book, you can't justify a higher price. But I already put everything in place to justify a higher price. So let's say I'm going to start at $15.99. What I would do is I would let this price run for at least a month, or at least until I gather 300 or 400 sales. Because what this is going to do is it's going to tell Amazon, okay, this book sells very well at this price. So Amazon has 400 pieces of sales data saying that at $15.99, this book sells well. So I would leave this price to run during the entirety of October. I don't know if entirety is the correct word, but I'm just going to say it anyway. So for the whole of October, let's say I gather 400 sales, which is not much, it's like 12 or 13 sales a day. I'm going to let it run at $15.99 the entirety of October, and now Amazon has the sales data that says it sells at this price. What am I going to do in November? What I'm going to do in November is super simple. I'm going to slowly and gradually try to get it as close to $18.99 as possible. And I'm going to do that by increasing the price by $1 every 10, 15, or 20 days. It depends really on how many sales you're getting. I would usually increase it every 200 sales. It can be a little bit less, a little bit more. It depends on so many other factors that I can't discuss in this video because it would be way too long. But I'll wait for 200 sales or 10 days, let's say. 10 days at 15 sales, I might get 150 sales. And then I'll increase the price by $1. So on the 1st of November, I might increase it by $1 and it will go to $16.99. And what this is going to do, what it should do, if your book is good and you have a high conversion rate and you have a bunch of sales data and everything goes as planned, but I want to increase it on the 1st of November to $16.99. And what this is going to do is, because Amazon has the previous sales data, it's going to give me a strike through. Now, a strike through is where it has this thing on top, the line on top, and it has a discount. Oh, there's that a 5% discount. What this does is actually increase your conversion rate. And you get paid for the $16.99, not the price that Amazon puts. So even if Amazon lowers this back down to $15.99, you're getting paid royalties for $16.99, even though Amazon's selling at $15.99. But Amazon makes more money because your conversion rate is higher, you sell more copies, you sell it for slightly cheaper because Amazon has the sales data that proves that it sells at this price, even though you're putting it at this price. And you're going to let it run, and let's say on the 15th of November, I increase it by another $1. Well, now it's at $17.99. And what Amazon can do is either keep the $15.99 or maybe it will do $16.49 or something like that. And it will still give me a discount. It might be a 7% discount or a 10% discount. It will give a discount to my book. Now, you don't want to overstretch this. If you increase your price by $2 and it's still giving you the discount, I would let it run. I wouldn't risk increasing it even more. Now, if you have balls of steel, then sure, you can increase it even more. You have a chance of losing the strike through, but if that's a decision you want to make, then go for it. One mistake that I made is I increased the price, I had the strike through, and then I don't even know why, but I decreased the price by $1 to see if my conversion rate was going to go up. But what happened is I actually lost the strike through. So if you're going to increase your price and you have the strike through, don't decrease your price unless you're willing to lose the strike through. Now, you can keep increasing all the way up to December, and then during December, you can just leave it and just keep collecting profit. Now, one final thing, because this is what everyone has been begging me about Q4, Amazon ads. What am I going to do for ads? Well, it's super simple. I'm not going to sit here and tell you all the strategies or increase your bid and change your down only to fixed bids and up and down. I'm not going to tell you any of that, because that's not what actually matters. Sure, you can make tiny little adjustments. That's going to help. But what's going to help you out the most is doing steps 2 and 3. If you do these steps, your ads will be more profitable. Now, before you click off because you didn't get what you expected me to say about ads, let me explain. Before you did step 2, you were getting 50 clicks a day. Let's just say hypothetically. If you were getting 50 clicks a day and now you increased your click-through rate, you're not getting 50 clicks a day anymore. Let's say you're getting 80 clicks a day. Well, great. Now you have more customers. You're automatically spending more on ads because you're getting more clicks. So the amount of clicks you're getting from PPC went up. Now, you also fixed your conversion rate because you added your reviews, you added your images and videos, and you fixed your A+ content to convey value. Now that your conversion rate increased, that is also going to reflect on your ads. So let's say here you were getting 50 clicks a day at a 10% conversion rate, and now you're getting 80 clicks a day at a 13% conversion rate. That means here at 50 clicks a day, you're getting 5 sales a day. I'm going to have to pull out a calculator for this, so give me a second. Okay, so 13% of 80 is actually 10.4, but we're just going to say 10 for easy math. So we literally doubled our sales from PPC by only getting, 30% more clicks. So if we do the maths, and let's say easy maths, $1 per click times 50, that's $50. So that's $50 a day. And then here, let's say we're making $7 for every sale. 7 times 5 is 35. Great, 35. Here we're losing $25 each day on ads. We're probably making more organic, so we're not losing money overall, only on ads. If you don't understand how organic and PPC work together, I have another video on the channel that explains it. Now, what about here? Here we're spending $80 and we're making 70, because 7 times 10 is 70. So now we're losing $10. Great, so we just fixed our ads. We became more profitable with our ads. We're losing less money with our ads because we increased our click-through rate, we increased our conversion rate. But everyone is always saying, well, what about the ACOS? How do I lower the ACOS? That's where step 3 comes in. So if we're selling at $16.99 and then we increased our price to $17.99, well, our ACOS is going to drop. Why is the ACOS going to drop? Because the price went up. Because here, we're not going to be making $7, we might be making $7.50. So while here, the ACOS might be 110% because we're losing $10, I can't do math, so let's just say roughly 110%. Then now, if we're selling at $7.50 because we increased the price by $1, and we're making $7.50 back, here we're not making $70, we're making $75. So the ACOS won't be 110, it will be 103 or something like that. So the ACOS automatically drops. I know this doesn't seem like a good ACOS, it seems like such a bad example, but I hope you understand. If you increase your price because you increase your profit, your ACOS goes down because you're spending the same amount of money, but you're making more back. So your ACOS is going to drop. If your conversion rate increases, guess what? Your ACOS is going to drop. So if you increase your price and you increase your conversion rate to drop your ACOS, and you increase your click-through rate, which means you're getting more clicks, then you have more customers to sell to, more customers buy from you, they buy from you at a higher price, so you make more money and you have to spend less money on ads. Now, if your conversion rate just goes higher and higher, then what's going to happen is that you can afford higher clicks because you make more money, you make more sales for the same amount of clicks. I'll show you what I mean before we end this video. I'm going to do it as simply as possible. $1 cost per click, 50 clicks, 10% conversion rate. We're getting 5 sales at $7 profit, which is $35 in profit from the ads, but we're spending $50 to actually get all the clicks. The same thing at a 20% conversion rate, which is completely possible. The same 50 clicks, we're not getting 5 sales, now we're getting 10 sales. 10 times 7, we're getting $70. Nothing changed. Same amount of sales, same cost per click. It's just our conversion rate increased. Now we have $20 extra to spend. So what we can do is divide this $20 with the 50 clicks. And by dividing the $20 that we have extra by the 50 clicks, now we can afford $140 per click to break even. That means we can spend more on ads and still break even because our conversion rate is high enough. And also we have a good profit margin. Now what I'm talking about is high content books. I only talk about high content books. I only preach high content books. To me, low content books aren't worth it. I'm not saying they're bad. to me, they're not worth it. So now because our conversion rate is high enough and we have more money to spend, extra money to spend, we can afford higher cost per clicks for the same amount of clicks. But we're just shown in better places. We're shown higher, which is probably going to give us even more clicks. And if we get even more clicks, we get even more sales and we just grow our book. I hope that makes sense. If it doesn't make sense, then I apologize for not explaining it as crystal clear as possible. But anyway, if you want more specialized help from me, just check the description. You're going to find a bunch of things in there. But yeah, I hope you have a good Q4. Go out there and make a bunch of money.